Yes, guys, it's Willem here from Africa TCG, and I'm coming back at you with another Memento combo video. I never thought I would make part 3, but here we are. Some people have been asking how the deck plays through Maltjommies, and I intend to show that to the best of my ability. Remember, none of these combos are necessarily perfect. These are just my interpretations of how to play through the Maltjommies. I mean, if you can find a better line, by all means find it, and by all means please comment it in the comment sections. Second thing, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support, you guys. Within a month, I've already reached 100 subscribers. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is quite a decent achievement in my opinion, and I have to take the little wins where I can. On top of that, thank you for all the comments, all the feedback. I really appreciate it. I like interacting with you guys, talking about different options and stuff. I'm trying my best to respond to all the comments as soon as possible, but obviously I've got personal stuff as well. But yeah, that's going to be enough rambling. I've already wasted a minute, so we're going to start off with the first combo, which is just going to be Darkblade, and we're going to attempt to play through a Maltjommy Fuwalos. Obviously, this is the one that lets you draw every time your opponent summons from the extra or main deck. So starting with Darkblade is essentially the quote-unquote worst case scenario. I'm going to use the dice as well to be a marker for how many cards my opponent is drawing. So we are going to start off with playing under Fuwalos. So we're going to start by normal summoning the Darkblade. Going to use the Darkblade effect, and we're going to summon out the Angwitch. That is the first draw that they get, so they're back up to 5 now. We're going to use the Angwitch effect on summon. That is going to add the horse to hand. We're going to special summon the horse. We're going to use the horse effect. That is going to send your normal targets, which is going to be your Sleepy, your Goblin, and your Mace. Now, after this, you're just going to go Angwitch effect, and you're going to special summon out your Mace from the graveyard. You're going to use your Mace effect as usual, and it's going to search you the fusion. Right, so now you're going to activate your fusion, and you're going to shuffle back your Mace, you're going to shuffle back your Darkblade, and you're going to shuffle back your horse. Right, so these are going back into the deck. You're going to summon out your Creation King. So these go all the way down, or in there. And your fusion is going to the graveyard. And now, okay, you're going to activate your fusion on summon effects. So that is summon number 2. That is going to activate. It's going to send a copy of himself. And you're going to send a copy of the Ugly Bastard. And you're going to send a copy of the Gatic. Right. On a new chain, obviously Gatic is going to attempt to trigger. It's going to special summon itself. And it's going to activate its effect to add any Memento card from your graveyard to your hand. And that is going to be your Sleepy. You need the Scarp. So then you are going to banish your fusion from graveyard, and that is going to search your field spell as you always do. You get your field spell, and you will activate your field spell. Now, because you've popped this turn, you can summon out your Sleepy. You're going to summon it. You're not going to activate the effective fusion summon. Then you are going to activate your Memento Infusion in graveyard. You're going to banish it, and you are going to destroy your Sleepy on field. And then that is going to allow you to add the Boner party to your hand. So now you've got your Boner, and now you've got 3 chainlinks happening as well. So it's going to be, chainlink 1 is Memento Micklin. Chainlink 2 is going to be Sleepy, to send any Memento from deck to graveyard. And then chainlink 3 is going to be the Ugly Fish Bastard to special summon himself. So resolving the chain backwards, it's going to be the Akihiron. Chainlink 2 is going to resolve, which is the Sleepy, which is going to send your copy of the Combined Creation to grave. And then the field spell will resolve as Chainlink 1, which is going to summon out your Goblin. And I'm going to summon him right there. Okay, I hope everything still fits on the field in the camera. And it looks like it does. Righto. So now you are going to activate your Boner party, and you're going to pop the Akihiron. But you're not going to summon from deck, you're going to add from your deck to your hand. So you're going to pop your Akihiron. That is going to search your Trigon Dragon. Then on the next chain, obviously, your Akihiron will trigger because it was destroyed. You can add a banished or graveyard-based Memento card to your hand. So you're going to add back the fusion to your hand. From here, you are just going to activate your Goblin. You're going to destroy the Gatic on the field. I mean, you can destroy the Goblin as well, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And you're just going to send 2 Memento names from your deck to your graveyard that you just don't have in the graveyard, essentially. So those are going to go there. Now, if you fear Nib because of the hand or whatever, you could technically go for the SP and give them another draw. That's only if you fear the Nib. Otherwise, you can just special summon the Horn Dragon, and then you have 5 mementos in graveyard to shuffle back for your what's his name? The combined creation. Now, obviously, you can choose to shuffle back either the Akihiron or the Angwitch. I usually prefer to shuffle back the Akihiron. So let's say in this scenario, obviously Nib is not a problem. Let's just pretend that's the case. So then I will shuffle back the Akihiron, and they will go back into the deck, and you will summon your combined creation. Cool. Then you'll set your Momental Infusion from your hand, and you'll use your field spell in the end phase to set your Bone Party. So what this obviously achieves is you've only given them 2 Fuwalos draws, but essentially you can see the board is basically the same as the normal end board. The only difference is obviously now you've got the combined creation on field. So let's say you pass to your opponent's turn, and let's say they put a card on field that you don't like. You're just going to go combined creation effect, destroy itself, and a card they control. Then the field spell will trigger, summoning out the Angwitch. Angwitch will trigger, and that's going to search you for your Sleepy. And from there, you can actually just... There are a few ways of playing this out, because you can technically go Bone Party, pop your Angwitch, summon out your Akihiron, and then obviously you can also go then Sleepy effect, on summon effect to fuse, and you can fuse with these on your opponent's turn, obviously, into the Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon effect will then activate to pop any memento you control to search to. So you're going to pop your Trihorn, search 2 mementos, which is going to be your Mace, and then whatever you want for follow-up. So I usually just search Darkblade. And then on a new chain, your Trihorn will attempt to activate to pop the Akihiron and 2 cards your opponent controls. So that is already a pop 1, a pop 1 from the big fusion, a pop 2 from this. You're getting your follow-up, and you have your Snatch Steal effect as well. Plus, you also have Momental Infusion. Because you have a monster in hand, you can actually go for the Guardian Chimera, but you can also go for the Dragostapelia. So like I said, the only difference is if you wanted to go for the SP, you would technically have another disruption as well. But then obviously you give them 3 draws instead of 2. And considering the fact that they draw for turn as well, I don't feel very comfortable giving them 3 draws. That means they're basically going +2 off a Maltjommy. But that is what you can do with Darkblade. Now, essentially, if you started with the Angwitch instead of the Darkblade, you would technically give them 1 less draw, which means that your SP would have been obviously your second summon from the extra deck, which means obviously your board would have been a lot better, but you would have, you would have had 1 less memento monster in your graveyard. I mean, it's a much of a muchness, but obviously starting with Angwitch would have been a bit better against Fuwalos specifically. But now we're going to go into the horse against the Fuwalos. Okay, guys, this is going to be just a horse playing through a Maltjommy Fuwalos. So this is going to be special summoning your horse. You're going to activate his effect, and you're going to dump 2 mementos, well, not 2 mementos, but up to level 5. You're going to dump your Angwitch and your Gatic. Then on a new chain, your Gatic will activate and it will summon itself. Then on field, it's going to activate to add the Angwitch from your graveyard back to your hand. You're going to normal summon your Angwitch. That is going to search your Sleepy. And then because you've destroyed something by a card effect this turn, you can special summon your Sleepy effect. You're going to fuse with all 3 like you normally would. And that would go into your Creation King. So that is the first summon that's actually from the extra deck. So they get 1 draw. On summon, this is going to send a copy of itself. It's going to send a copy of Momental Infusion. And it's going to send a copy of Akihiron. Right. So now you do as you normally do, banish your fusion to grab your field spell, and you will activate your field spell. Then you will activate Memento Infusion, and you banish it, and you destroy your fusion, and then you're going to add your boner to your hand. Now on a new chain, it's going to be chain link 1 of the field spell, chain link 2 of Akihuron. So Akihuron will summon itself. The field spell will resolve as chain link 1, which is going to summon out the Sleepy because it has a lower level than the fusion. Right, so from here, you're going to activate your Bone Party, you're going to destroy the Sleepy, and you're going to summon out your Goblin from deck. Now you give your opponent a second draw, however it is quite necessary in this combo. So on a new chain, obviously, the Sleepy will resolve, it will activate to send a Memento from deck to grave, which is going to be your combined creation. Now you will activate the Goblin effect, and you will destroy your Akihuron. That is going to send any 2 Mementos from your deck to your graveyard that you don't already have in your graveyard. So in this case, I will just send the Mace and the Darkblade. Right, then in a new chain, because it was destroyed by card effect, your Akihuron will activate, and that will add your Memento Infusion from your Banish Zone back to your hand. Right, and then from here, it's very simple. Obviously, you shuffle back 5 Mementos, and you summon out your combined creation from your graveyard. Cool. So that is all back into the deck now. And then you will set your Memento Infusion, and then you will proceed to your end phase. Remember, this board obviously doesn't play through Nib, but that's quite obvious. But yeah, in the end phase, your field spell will activate, and you'll set back your Bone Party. Now remember, through a Fuwalos, this means the horse can actually just give your opponent 2 draws, which obviously means that your opponent is not plussing off of the Fuwalos as much as they would like to. So just to give you a bit of a recap, in your opponent's turn, obviously you have the effect of your combined creation, which can summon out your Creation King from the graveyard. He can attempt to pop either 2 cards or just himself in something. Let's say you do that. You destroy himself and another card your opponent controls. Your field spell will activate as chain link 1 and then chain link 2 Akihuron. So you summon Angwitch. The Angwitch will resolve, getting you your sheep again. Now remember, mostly if you want to play through Maltjommies, you need to play on your opponent's turn. That's just the base way of trying to describe how you would actually play around during your opponent's turn. From here, it's just normal stuff. I would go Bone Party, and I would pop either Angwitch or Goblin, and that would summon out the Triwand from the deck. And from here, obviously you just go Special Sleepy, Effective Sleepy, Fuse, let's say with, for instance, these guys. Then you make your Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon effect would then just pop your Triwand and add 2 Mementos from your deck to your hand, and that would be your Mace and your follow-up as usual. Then Triwand will activate, destroy your Akihuron, destroy 2 cards they control, and from here you have your Snatch Steal as well, and then you have your Memento Infusion, which can go into whichever fusion you prefer. So I mean, both of these combos actually do quite well under Fuwalos, considering Fuwalos could potentially be devastating. Yeah, that's, I mean, what you can do under just Fuwalos with the horse, the Angwitch, and the Darkblade. Now I'm going to show you what you can do with only Goblin under the Fuwalos. Okay guys, this is going to be the Goblin against Fuwalos specifically, so just Goblin. Guys, I really hope I don't fuck this one up, because it is one that I haven't practiced as much, but I think I have the hang of it. So obviously this is against Fuwalos again, so you're going to go normal summon, you're going to go Goblin effect, and as all good Goblin combos do, you pop to send your Fusion and your Gatic to graveyard. On a new chain, obviously the Gatic will trigger, it will special summon itself, and its effect will attempt to add back the Fusion from your graveyard to your hand. Now, because you've destroyed a card in your possession this turn, you can actually activate your Memento Infusion. You're going to send the Gatic from field to graveyard, and you're going to shuffle back your Goblin from graveyard back into deck, and you are going to summon out your Twin Dragon. Right, so that is summon number 1 from the extra deck. Your opponent gets to draw 1 card. You will go effect of Twin Dragon. You will destroy itself to add 2 Memento monsters with different names, and you will add the sheep and the combined creation. Then on a new chain, the Twin Dragon will activate. It will special summon the Gatic from the graveyard. Righto. Now, you will go Sleep effect, special, effect to fuse. You will fuse with the Gatic, the Sleepy, and the combined creation in your hand. And you will summon out your Creation King. Creation King on summon, so sorry, that's going to be your second summon. So Creation King on summon will dump another copy of himself. It'll dump the Akihiron. And I like to dump the Angwitch here, just to get it into the graveyard. Right. Now, as you normally do, you banish your Creation King from graveyard that you dump to add the field spell. You will activate your field spell. Then you will go activate Memento Infusion in grave. You will banish to destroy your Creation King, and you will search for your boner. You get your boner. Then you will not be triggering your field spell here. You will only be activating the Akihiron in grave because the Creation King was destroyed. So he will special summon himself. Right, so from here you will play your boner and you will pop the Akihiron and you will search again instead of special summoning from deck. So you'll add your Trihorn here. Bone Party is in the graveyard. On a new chain, because the Akihiron was destroyed, you can add back any Memento that's in your banished or in your graveyard. So you will add back the Memento Infusion. You will special summon your Trihorn. You will set your Memento Infusion. And you will summon out your combined creation from the graveyard by shuffling back 5, which is your Twin Dragon, your Sheep, your Gatic, your Akihiron, and your Angwitch. So these all go back into the deck. And yeah, then obviously in the end phase, your Bone Party will set from the field spell. So with this board, essentially, you've got the effect of combined creation, special summon this out. This will use its effect from here. You can actually pop both of these. So you can pop 2 cards with that. Then the field spell will trigger because this is a level 9, I believe, and this is a level 8. Then you can actually summon out the Trihorn from your graveyard. Right, so that's already 2 pops out of the way. From here, you can just activate your Bone Party, pop your Trihorn, or your Horned, or whatever the fuck its name is, and you will special summon out your Angwitch. And then on a new chain, it will be chaining 1 Angwitch to search, and chaining 2 Trihorn or Horn Dragon to pop 2. So you'll destroy the Angwitch and 2 cards your opponent controls, so that's 4 cards you've already destroyed, and then your Angwitch will resolve, which is going to search you for your mace. Then you still have your Snatch Steal effect, and then obviously the fusion can just summon out whatever. I mean, you can summon out, well, you can't summon out the Guardian Chimera, but you can summon out your Dragostapelia. So in essence, that's already like, what do you call it? I think that's about 6 disruptions just through a Fuwalos. Right, so the next set of combos are going to be through the Maltjommies Meowls. It's a bit of a tough one. So yeah, let's go on to that one. Okay guys, so this is going to be the next combo. It's going to be just the Darkblade playing through the Maltjommies Meowls. So as you guys know, Meowls is pretty good against Memento because it effectively locks them out of their graveyard, and your graveyard is a massive resource in this deck. So we're going to start off by going just Darkblade. We're going to use its effect. Going to summon out the Angwitch. Angwitch effect is going to attempt to trigger, and it's going to add you the horse. You're going to go horse, you're going to pop the horse, and you are going to mill your Goblin, your Mace, and your Sheep. On the next effect is going to be popping the Angwitch to summon out the Mace from your graveyard. You're going to go Mace effect. So, sorry, that's going to be summon number 1 for the Meowls. Then you're going to go Mace effect, destroy itself, adding the fusion from your deck to your hand. Then you are going to activate your fusion. That is going to put back your Mace, your Darkblade, and your horse. So you're going to use those 3 materials. You're going to summon out your Creation King. So these go back into the deck. That goes there. And then on summon, effect is going to dump a copy of himself. It's going to dump the Fish Bastard and the Gatic. Right. Then in the next chain, the Gatic will activate. It will special summon itself. So that is summon number 2. And then Gatic effect is going to add back the Sleepy from your graveyard to your hand. Then from here, you will, as usual, banish your fusion. And you will add your field spell from your deck to your hand. And then you activate your field spell. Then the next thing you do is going to be special summoning the Sleepy and using its effect to fuse with these 2 into the Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon effect will activate to destroy the Sleepy, to add 2 mementos with different names from your deck to your hand. Now obviously you know you're under the Meowls, so you are going to need to search this guy, because if you send him to the graveyard, you're just going to give your opponent a free draw. So essentially, you're going to add the Combined Creation and the Horn Dragon. Then on the next chain, the Sleepy will activate. That is going to send from deck to grave any memento. So let's just send a Darkblade, because you shuffled it back, so now you have it back in the graveyard. And from here, you are going to banish your Memento Infusion, destroy your Twin Dragon, and that is going to add your Boner to your hand. From here, you are just going to set your Bone Party. You will special summon your Horn, because you control more than 3 in your grave. And then you will just summon this guy from your hand by shuffling back the Twin and any other names that you might have in your graveyard. So from this, I will send back these 5. And this is your end board. Obviously, you could have technically extended a bit more with the Bone Party and you still would have gotten it back. Although you would have to summon out from your graveyard to make the SP to play around Nib a bit more effectively. So essentially, you've still got your Bone Party. You've got the Combined Creation summoning back your Fusion. When he pops, you summon out your Angwitch from graveyard, and you know the spiel from here. So then, obviously, with this combo still works with the only the Angwitch, because then obviously you just have 1 less monster in your graveyard. Usually, you just put the Angwitch itself back into the deck, or the Akihiron, whatever your preference is. But I'm going to leave that to you guys to figure out, because otherwise this video is going to be like 2 hours long. Okay, cool. So that was Darkblade and the Angwitch, and now we can do the horse through the Meowls as well. Okay guys, so playing through the Maltjommies Meowls, and for this combo we are going to use the just the horse. Right, so you're going to special summon the horse, you're going to use its effect, pop, and you're going to dump your Gatic and your Angwitch. Right, then your Gatic will activate in the next chain, it will special summon itself, that is 1 draw, and it will add back the Angwitch from your graveyard to hand. You will normal summon Angwitch, you will use its effect, add the sheep. Right, because you destroyed, you can special summon the sheep, you'll activate the effect, and then you will fusion summon. So it's fusion for 3. Going to summon out your Creation King. So on summon, he is going to dump a copy of himself, and he's going to dump Memento Infusion in this case, and the Memento Mace in this case, right? Then, as you normally do, you banish the Fusion or the Creation King, and you add the field spell. You will activate the field spell. Now from here, you will go banish your Fusion, destroying this, to add your Memento Infusion from your deck to your hand. In this case, you do not activate the field spell. So, because this card is stupid broken, it can search itself, by the way. Then you will activate your Memento Infusion, and you will shuffle back your just 2 monsters, obviously. So you can shuffle back your the horse, and you can shuffle back the Gatic. Right, so these 2 will go into the deck. And you will summon out your Twin Dragon. Right, on a new chain, this guy will unsummon effect, he will destroy himself, and then add 2 mementos with different names, which would be these 2. And then on a new chain, it is going to be the effect of the Twin Dragon to special summon a Memento from your graveyard. So that will be the Mace. Right. So that is summon number 2. Right. From here you can go activate the Mace, and that will search you for your Bone Party. Now if you notice here, we have Mace, Trihorned, we have the Sleepy and the Angwitch. So technically you need another name in your graveyard, so you can technically just activate the Bone Party here and special summon whatever from your deck by popping either of these two. It really doesn't matter. However, you can just choose to go whichever way you would like. The only problem is you could also have gone for the Goblin here instead of the Mace, and then obviously you just dump 2 names and then you can get the Horned Dragon on field. But let's say we continue with this line of play, right? So now you've got your Bone Party. With this, it gives you a bit more flexibility, so you can actually choose to, struggling to find the word here. You can choose to either set the Bone Party or the Momental Infusion from your graveyard in the end phase. Alternatively, instead of searching this, you can actually search for your Akihiron. Now, searching this obviously makes a bit of a difference as well, because let's say you go for this line of play, you can go Bone Party, destroy this in hand, and then you can summon out the Goblin from deck, right? So you've got the Goblin. Now on the next chain, the Akihiron will trigger and will add the Momental Infusion from your Banish Zone back to your hand. Then you can just go Goblin effect, pop itself, and send 2 Mementos from your deck to your graveyard with different names. So you can just send the Horned Dragon here. And then essentially your board will just be setting this. Then from your graveyard, you will shuffle back 5 Mementos. So it's going to be Goblin, the Mace, the Trihorned, the Horned, and the Sleepy. Alright, so let's say you go with that route where you searched out the Akihiron instead, and using the Mace, you shuffle these back, and then you just summon this from hand. So your end board is literally summon this, set your fusion, end phase effect of the Memento Mictlin. It will set the Bone Party. So from this, obviously this is a bit more, susceptible to a lot of stuff, because obviously this guy is vulnerable on his own, and of course the nib is just going to basically destroy your field. However, you still have many options from here. You can still go in your opponent's turn when they activate an effect, special summon this guy, effect pop, and you know the whole deal from there. I mean, field spell summons this, Bone Party, the field spell summons this, and he summons himself. Then you can go Bone Party, pop himself, summon whatever, and you play from there. So that is the Horse through Meowls, and now I'm just going to show you the Goblin through Meowls as well. And I think that should be it for now, but let's go for the Goblin as well. Okay guys, this is going to be just the Goblin playing through the Maltjommies Meowls. So obviously, like I said, summoning from graveyard or banishment, it's going to trigger the draw for the Meowls. So that is going to search. So let's start off with the Goblin, right? And as all Goblin combos do, you pop itself, and then you send a copy of Momental Infusion and Gatic. Just to preface this combo, you are going to give your opponent 3 draws. However, it's a tough one, dude. It's really tough. So on the next chain, the Gatic will special summon itself from graveyard and add the fusion from your graveyard to your hand. That is 1 summon from graveyard / banishment. And now you will activate the Momental Infusion, sending the Gatic and shuffling the Goblin back into the deck. That is going to summon out your Twin Dragon. Right. Now, unfortunately, you have to activate the effect of Twin Dragon here, which is going to search for your Sheep and your Akihiron, and he will destroy himself. The reason why I say it's unfortunate, he has to now activate his effect to summon 1 from graveyard. Obviously, he doesn't have to, but obviously to make the combo work, you need to get him to summon something back. Unless you have another monster in your hand, then you can play around this bit. But then summon the Gatic off of the Twin Dragon effect. That is summon number 2. So obviously that is, summon from graveyard number 2. Then you go sheep effect. You're going to use its effect to fusion summon. You're going to fuse with the Akihiron, the Gatic, and the Sleepy. Then you summon out your big boy. Big boy effect is going to drop a copy of himself from the deck to the graveyard. Then you send any 2 names that are different from the ones in your graveyard. So here I'm just sending for illustration's sake the Darkblade and the horse. Right. Next thing you're going to do, banish, and that is going to add you the Memento Mictlin. Righto. Then you activate it as you normally do. From here, you have a graveyard looking like this, and you will banish your fusion to destroy your Creation King, and it will search you your Bone Party. Right? Because you destroyed something, then obviously you target himself is level 9, so you bring back anything that's a level lower than himself. You can either bring it back with the effect of Memento Mictlin, or you can bring him back with the effect of himself. In this case, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because you're going to give your opponent the draw either way. So that is 3 draws now. That's what I'm saying. This combo is a bit, what do you call it, bit tough going through the Maltjommies Meowls. From here, you activate the Bone Party. You will pop the Akihiron, and that will summon out the Angwitch from deck. Right, so in a new chain, it's going to be Chainlink 1 Angwitch, Chainlink 2 of the Akihiron to add any memento card that's in your graveyard or your banish zone to your hand. So you add the Memento Infusion, and then the Angwitch will resolve, which is going to search you the Creation King, or the Combined Creation, sorry. From here, technically if you play the, what's her name, the Magister's Moon Maiden, you can link this off so you have another name in graveyard. However, you already have the horse, the Darkblade, the Gatic, the sheep, and the Twin Dragon in your graveyard, leaving you with these 2 in the graveyard. All right, so you shuffle those back into deck to special summon your Creation King. These go back into your deck. This is in your hand. So now obviously you can just set your Memento Infusion from your hand, then proceed to the end phase. In phase, the field spell will set the Bone Party. So from this, you still get the normal disruptions as you do through the Maltjommies, except now you're giving your opponent 3 draws, which kind of sucks, I know, but we have to deal with stuff like that, unfortunately. So obviously in your opponent's turn, you have the effects of the various effects of this one, summoning this. In this combo, obviously this is all your opponent's turn, so you can summon out this, you can go effect pop himself and the Angwitch, so you get 2 pops. Then on a new chain is going to be Field Spell, targeting himself. And then Chainlink 2 is going to be Akihiron, special summoning himself from graveyard. And then the Field Spell resolves, getting your Angwitch. From here, you will obviously activate your Angwitch to add your sheep. Then you can activate the sheep, special summon, and then obviously you can fuse with whatever you'd like. Let's just say you fuse with... let's do it this way and fuse with these 2. And you summon out your twin. Twin effect on summon is obviously just going to pop the Akihiron, or you can just pop himself. Actually, yeah, I think that's a better scenario. So you will attempt to activate, and this will search you obviously for your mace plus any form of follow-up. Usually I just go for the Darkblade. And then the Twin Dragon will trigger because he was destroyed to summon out anything from your graveyard. From here, you obviously have some more disruption. So that's already been a double pop. And you're getting your Snatch Steal effect as well. So from here, you can actually just go something like Bone Party to, let's say, pop the Akihiron and summon whatever from deck. Or from your deck, or add from your deck to your hand. So you can either add the Goblin and then discard, and then you can't target your mementos for the rest of the turn, or you can go like summon Gatic and add back, let's say, you can add back your Angwitch if you'd like, and do that, and then obviously your Akihiron will trigger adding your Bone Party to your hand. And then from here, you still have the Memento Infusion, which you can shuffle back either of these 2 fusions to make the Dragostapelia. And you have 2 monsters on field, plus your opponent's monster, plus a monster in hand. So you can actually just go for a big Guardian Chimera as well. Okay, guys, I see this video is already at almost 35 minutes. Well, it's 35 minutes now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it there. Hopefully you guys can see the two most most pressing Maltjommies against this deck are definitely going to be Fuwalos and the Meowls. Obviously, there are certain lines that Purelia also does hurt you. For instance, obviously, Purelia will generally get you your opponent at least 2 draws, because inherently you have to normal summon and you have to special summon the horse or the sheep from your hand. So at least 2 draws will be given to your opponent if they activate Purelia. So, I mean, it still sucks, but these are the things that we have to contend with in modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, where we have not Maxi, but Maxi adjacent effects. Just as a small brief discussion, not to take too much of your time up any further, but I still want to mention something. Just remember, in the main deck, so this is just the main deck that I'm currently piloting, you can actually chain around the Maltjommies with something like Bone Party. Like if it's Fuwalos and they chain it in the draw phase, you can actually chain this to the Fuwalos to actually summon out something from deck, so you give them at least 1 less draw, for instance. Technically, you can also... obviously, the Memento Infusion doesn't play through Fuwalos, but it does play through things like the Purelia, for instance. Like if you can, obviously, if you can basically activate this before you do like a normal summon or a special summon from hand, then you can technically play around that. Then also this, the Grand Breakout, this will definitely allow you to play through Purelia a bit better. It will allow you to play through the Meowls a bit better, so you can actually just get your stuff into the graveyard or summon from deck instead of summoning from hand. But apart from these two, obviously, which you usually play at 3 both, I also main deck... where is it now? I personally choose to main deck the Callby, just because I don't own the Maltjommies myself, and it's just a way to stop the Maltjommies. So Callby can technically take care of at least 1 Maltjommy effect. Then you also have, in my build, I'm playing Ash. Obviously, like I said, I don't own the Maltjommies, so I just play Ash in that place, just because it's just, obviously it's a fantastic generic card, but it also blocks off 1 of the Maltjommy effects. Sorry, I'm not picking up the cards too much because I know people get annoyed by that. And then also in my build at the moment, because it's a newer format, I like to run Droll as well in the main deck. I'll do a deck profile at some point during the week or something, what my updated build is. But there are certain cases where you can actually Droll yourself. Obviously, once they've drawn with the Maltjommy, you can just go draw a Lockbird. And then this deck comfortably can actually mill cards from deck to graveyard to play from the graveyard. So technically, Droll is also an out. And I know the card is at 1. But if you play the corresponding Maltjommy in your main deck already, like I would definitely main deck Fuwalos in this deck if I owned it, because I just think that card is super good in just a general case. But if you main deck that, you can also play the Crossout Designator. So there's at least in terms of like stopping the Maltjommies, at least you have like 3 choices technically. If you play Droll, you can technically also play that. So yeah, that is going to be everything that I have to say about that. Just again, guys, really thank you so much. I appreciate all the help, the help in the comment section, and I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the nice comments. You guys are fucking fantastic, and you guys are legends. And cheers, Joma. I'll see you in the next one.